All right, good people. Let's try this again. Okay, couple of things. We're gonna do a few of these. I'll do a few. Okay, and then I'll write a few more on the board. Okay. We're gonna be working on this ratio in proportions unit for a little while. Okay, probably for the next 3-4 weeks. So the biggest thing that I will tell you guys, okay, stop being robots. Doing your problems. Make sure you understanding what the question is asking you. You're not just gonna be able to do the thing you did with the problem before. Okay, make sure you understand what the questions are asking you. The good thing is, I'm gonna try to show y'all a way to set these up. Okay, remember, if you got a way that you do something, that's fine. What I would say is, if you're learning this or if you're unsure of what you're doing, please do it how I'm showing you. Okay, because I'm pretty sure this is probably like one of the easiest ways to do it. Okay, now this first problem is a basic thing. Yes.
You forgot to put the 8 in front of the
Okay, so for this first one, it says if there are 12 boys and 8 girls in a classroom, what is the ratio of boys to girls? So this is pretty much like the most basic the problems are going to get, right? So when they ask you to set it up as a ratio, typically you're going to use semicolons, right? So boys to girls is 12 boys, and it says 2, use that, okay, to 8 girls. Now, obviously, you got to simplify that. Okay, you got to simplify your ratios as you would a fraction. So 12 to 8 could be simplified to what?
3 to 2.
Okay, so I would divide both of these by what?
4.
Okay, so 12 divided by 4 is 3. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Okay, they can't be simplified anymore. Okay, that's pretty basic one for the most part, right? All right, let's go to this next one for number 4. So it says, if a map scale is 1 centimeter represents 5 kilometers, how far is a location from your current position if it is 15 centimeters on the map? Okay, now, this question is a little different from this first one, okay, because we're basically going to have to solve to figure out, okay, how many kilometers that would be in all, okay? So, first thing, this is what we're going to start with. We're going to put that equal to each other, okay? So, we got 1 centimeter is equal to 5 kilometers, okay? Remember, proportions, fractions, ratios, it's all the same thing, okay? Now, you want to keep your like terms on the same side. So it says your current position is 15 centimeters. So we're going to put 15 centimeters here. Then you can leave that blank. You can put an X. You can put a question mark. It's up to you. This is just the number that we're going to find. Okay, now, y'all did these probably like in the 5th grade, okay, where you have fractions that are equal to each other. So how could I solve for this blank? What's the first thing I could do? First thing I could do, good people. Come on. Yes, Sensei.
1. Sorry, my fault.
Anybody?
You could put the same thing on the other side.
So we're not solving for variables. All these, when we put in kilometers, centimeters, all that's doing is letting you know what your similar terms are so you can put them on the same side. Okay, guys, so for instance, if I had something like 1/2 equals 3 over x, I would cross multiply. Okay. That would be the first thing that I would do. Cross multiply, that would be 6. I would divide by 1 to give me x. Same thing here, I can cross multiply. 15 times 5. It's 15 times 5. 15 times 5 is not 125. 75. Then 75 divided by 1 is 75. Okay, so that should have been 75 kilometers. Okay, so what you would use is pretty much like a butterfly method. Okay, now what y'all going to have to do is distinguishing the types of problems. Okay, see how these are 2 totally different things? That's going to be the part I think most people are kind of struggling with in my first class too, is distinguishing what do I have to do in this problem. Am I just setting up a ratio, or based off my ratio, my total, am I going to have to come up with an unknown number? Okay, which, like I said, we'll be working on these for the next couple of days. Remember, Rome was not built in a day, with people. If y'all don't get this today, that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. Just try to get it tomorrow, okay? Or at least try not to keep making the same mistakes today. That's what I would say the biggest thing you want to try to do today, okay? All right, let's go to this one for number 6. If the ratio of boys to girls in the school is 4 to 5, and and there are 360 students in total, how many are girls? I'll be honest with y'all. These used to kick my butt when I was y'all age. Okay? Because it's one simple thing that you have to do. Okay? And if you can distinguish that, understand what the question is asking you, this will be pretty simple. Okay, so when we starting this off, okay, they give us the total number of students, correctly? And out of those totals, we got to figure out how many are girls. Okay, so our ratio is boys to girls. So for every 4 boys, it's 5 girls. Now, we know the total is 360 total. First thing you got to do is focus on the total of your ratio. Somebody give me the total in the ratio. And don't be scared. It's practice, y'all. Just talk. Go ahead. Say it.
360.
Not the total students. Just focus on the ratio, 4 to 5. What's the total? It's 9. Okay? 4 to 5. That means they're basing that off of 9 people, right? So the first ratio that we want to do is for girls. So for every 5 girls, or for every 9 people, and let me not rate it like that. Okay, so we're going to say 5, and I'm going to put a G for girls. Or we can say 5 girls equals, that's 9 in total. Okay, just basing that off the ratio of 4 to 5. That's out of 9. Okay, so 5 girls, 9 total. We know we got 360 students total. Okay, I used my ratio. Okay, understanding that that was just out of a total of 9. Okay, however, what we're trying to figure out is how many girls there are total out of 360. Okay, all right, now I'll pretty much set this up. What's the first thing you want to do? Good, so you want to cross multiply here, right? So that's 360 times 5. Okay, what's 360 times 5, good people? Good job, sir.
Good job, sir.
Okay, so that's 1,800. Now what we do with that number?
Divided by 9.
Good, yeah. Okay, 18 divided by 9 is 2, and then just add 2 zeros. Okay, so that would have been 200. Hello. What's going on, good people? What's happening? All right, so I had to come back and fix that last video so that we could make sure that we could see these. So I made the problems a little bit bigger. I feel like that'll be a little bit easier to see. And I'm going to complete this video and I'll re-upload it. All right, so for the ratio of proportions for this one for number 9, it says the ratio of students who pass an exam to those who fail is 4 to 1. If 45 students fail, how many passed? Okay, so one of the most important things that we want to make sure we understand with this unit is, okay, for this word problem, did they ask us for the total or did they give us the total? No, they did not. So we're just basing this answer, okay, off our given ratio, and then we're just going to make sure that we put our students, okay, who have failed under the correct original proportion. So what I mean by that is if it says the students who pass an exam is 4, so we can say 4 passed. We'll put that equal to 1 who failed. Okay, so we're not basing this off a total of 5 students like we have in some of our previous ones. Okay, so 4 students passed, 1 failed. Like I said again, we're not worried about the total. It just says if 45 students failed. So we're going to place this one here. Okay, so now we've gotten our proportion. Need that blank, you can put an X. Okay, so now that we've set this up, remember, first thing you want to do, you want to cross multiply. So we're going to cross multiply 4 and 45. Okay, so 45 times 4 is 180. Okay, now we just take that number and we divide it by 1. Okay, so that would have given us 180. Okay, not bad. How we feel about that? Pretty good? Okay, now for this question for number 7. Okay, it says in a bag of marbles, the ratio of red marbles to blue marbles is 2 to 3. If there are 30 marbles in total, how many are blue? Okay, so this is probably the most important part. We're focusing on the total. Okay, so if I'm dealing with a ratio of 2 red marbles to 3 blue marbles, you got to think, we got to make sure that we're identifying what is the total just for our ratio given, right? Okay, so if we have 2 red marbles to 3 blue marbles, okay, that means 3 of our marbles are blue, but we have a total of 5 for that ratio. Okay, so that would be the first part of our proportion that we will start with. Okay, now obviously it says 30 marbles in total. So we're going to put our 30 here. Okay, then you can leave this blank. You can put a question mark. You can put an X. Okay, but now we've set up our proportion. Notice the difference between these two problems. Okay, in number 9, it does not even use the word total. Okay, so we know we're just basing it off of our given proportion or our given ratio. For this one, it uses the word total, so you have to make sure you identify that in the first part of your proportion. That's why we put 3 blues is equal to 5 total, which we got from just adding the 2 plus 3. Okay. All right, so once you got your proportion set up, first thing you want to do is cross multiply. So we got to do 30 times 3. Okay, which obviously 3 times 3 is 9, add your 0. Then we have to do 90 divided by 5. Okay, 5 can go into 9 one time. That would give us 9 minus 5 is 4. 5 can go into 48 times. Okay, so for this one, it would have been 18 blues. Okay, how you feel about that one? Pretty good? All right, so like I said, I'm gonna make another one of these, part 2, but I just wanted to make sure that I came back and fix these problems just so they could be a little bit easier to see. Okay, but I appreciate you guys for spending some time with me and working on this ratio of proportions. Catch you next time.